Uh, Hi, everybody. My name is Yaniv Berkovitz. I'm here with Danny Mizrahi, my guest for this interview. Today, we'll be talking about the journey for an art student in today's world, which is quite an interesting topic. And a lot of people pursue an art degree not understanding the different aspects of art and how difficult it is to get into a established program and what you can maybe do with that degree once you've finished your journey in school. So this is Danny Mizrahi. Thanks for joining us, Dan. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. So I just want to start off by asking you, what led you to pursuing art, and more specifically, the type of art that you love and that you are pursuing currently.
Yeah, so I think the first thing was like my interest in sneakers,
Okay.
sneaker design.
Right. Right.
So
Interesting.
like one day I was like, man, it'd be really cool to work for Nike making
Right.
basketball shoes.
Okay.
So I took some classes, and I with like design classes, I was taking studio art classes, and I really enjoyed like the studio classes because it was like really immediate hands-on building,
Okay.
whereas like the design stuff was so boring.
Right.
Computer drawing, sketching, like
Mhm.
it's like Like whereas like in the studios you can be way more creative
Okay.
and literally do whatever you want.
Right.
Uh, so I really enjoyed that aspect of
Having the freedom almost
yeah.
to explore different avenues. Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, there's like a platform for your craziness. Like
Interesting.
it's like you could be doing the most wild thing, but if you do it in a studio, then it could be like it could stand on its own. It's really weird.
Unbelievable. Okay. And you're currently at UCLA, correct?
Yeah.
And what's the art program known as, or is there a name for it?
It's
Okay.
just the school of art. Yeah.
Okay. School of Art. Cool. And what is your preferred method of art, or what is your? You don't have one.
I mean, it's been changing. I
Okay.
think I went in with sculpture
Interesting.
because it's like the ultimate freedom. You can use literally anything, and you're not bound to any technique or method. Um,
Interesting.
but really, like you have to like respond to the material, and how you want to manipulate material was like really interesting for me.
Right.
But it's like so hard that I'm kind of like burnt out on the challenge.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So something like painting, which I thought was like so stupid, is like kind of honest because it's just a painting and it could be stupid. So like I like painting now because all I have to do is paint. I don't have to think about so many different things.
Oh, so you think the sculpting is more taxing on the mind almost?
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean because to like visually express like the content in sculpture is so important because like whatever material is involved, the way it's oriented, and even like the history of the artist like all come into play when you're like looking at something. So like
Right.
you have to be cognizant of all of those things and like how you visually express whatever you want to say through forms and materials. It's like
Right.
it's really hard.
Interesting. Okay. So now you said you're into the painting aspect of things, right? Or are you doing a lot of different things?
Well, I'm thinking more about design now
Okay.
because like it's just more structured. Like you're in a more of a box, which allows you to kind of focus in on something and
I
like
see.
not stray too far outside of things. It just keeps you on a path.
I see.
So I'm thinking about yeah, furniture,
Oh,
like making functional things
right.
instead of trying to make an art piece. That's kind of where my mind is right now.
Okay.
And then painting is just something like I've come to enjoy because it's very relaxed. It's just like
See. Okay. It's a.
it's very like low. It's very just low stress
Okay. Cool.
for me at least.
Do you find that if you are going through a stressful time, you can turn to art and you can turn to painting to help you?
No, God, no, because
Oh.
it's like the most stressful thing in the world.
Oh, interesting.
It's really hard to like make I don't not a, to make art that like you're proud of or like art that you think people respond to the way you want them to. Like it's really
Right.
really hard and
Wow.
it's competitive
Right.
and everybody's like kind of judging everybody and really long intense classes.
Do you think it's a judgmental field where it's you're constantly passing judgment on other works of art, or because
Like
I think for somebody who's not so involved in this aspect of art that you're referring to, uh, for us, or for me personally, I don't see that side of things. Where I don't see, all we hear about and all I see is a work of art that's been created, and either I enjoy it or I don't enjoy it, and that's not my thing, and I move on. But I say that is still a great piece of work, and that's that. But you being now invested in that industry, what has changed for you in terms of your perception for viewing art and understanding art?
Yeah. Well, I think like just being in it in an academic way completely changes it, because like, you can't just like respond to what you like or whatever.
Right.
It's like you have to be really invested in the theory behind the piece, like art history. You have to be really well versed in just this litany of language that's like only really, or I guess it's not only in, but like it's very specific to art, the art world,
Right.
that you just have to know.
Huh.
And so it's like it's not so much about like how you respond to things like outside of school. It's like much better.
Okay.
But in school, it's just like, yeah, it's very intense.
Interesting. Okay. So you said you're now interested in the design aspect of functional items that people can use, it sounds like.
Yeah.
What would you say your dream is, or what object would you say is something that has had your attention for a while?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I think a lot about furniture. I think a lot about homes,
Okay.
like interiors.
Okay. Interior design, or something more complex.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I just think a lot about how that like can affect like, the people living in the home.
Right. Oh, it has a huge impact for sure. I think I've always considered interior design to be something that's pretty incredible, and it's something that not many people can understand, like, because it's sort of spatial recognition and understanding a lot of those things, which takes a very specific mind, I would say.
Yeah, spatially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also like if you have like a nice couch, like do you feel better when you like see the couch, sit on the couch, versus something that's maybe worse or shitty?
Yeah.
You don't like I think about that, like the value of niceness. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So what led you to the UCLA program specifically, and why did you end up there?
So it's like renowned. It's a renowned program, and it's really respected. It's really important.
To who?
The art world.
I see.
It's
Okay.
like the people involved in the program, the students, everyone graduating. Like it's a big deal. Like it's just very in it. It's just
Okay.
very in the art world.
I see.
Everyone is so invested.
Hmm.
So for that reason, from the outside, that was like, wow, to be in that. I mean, the facilities are amazing.
Right.
The teachers are like, big names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very serious program. And for art, like I wanted something that would be really serious, because it can just be like this, like, I don't know, a lot of bullshit.
Okay. That weirdly makes some sense there, Dan. So we appreciate it. We have to wrap up here in just a couple seconds, but I just wanted to finish off with one last question we can hopefully get through rather quickly. For somebody who wants to pursue art, what would you tell them they should be doing right now, whether they're in school or not, and something that maybe they shouldn't or should be avoiding, essentially?
Oh, that's weird. Let's say go look at art all the time.
Okay.
Openings, go to galleries, museums, constantly looking and understanding like what's being shown and why.
Okay.
Also do as much reading as you can about it.
Cool.
Like, avoid. Yeah, it's a great question. What to avoid?
It's all right, as long as they're going to see art. Essentially, that should help them. Is what I'm understanding from here, and reading and doing as much research as possible.
Yeah.
Cool.
And just making. Yeah, I guess I would avoid overthinking it.
Cool. Okay.
Just keep making.
Solid advice here from Danny Mizrahi. Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Once again, I'm Yaniv Berkovitz. Thanks for joining us, everybody.